Alright, so we just completed all of the stuff we can do immediately after the Snowhead Temple. Most of it led up to us getting the Gilded Sword, so if that sounds exciting to you, go check out the previous 2 videos to see how to do that. The next 4 videos encompass Romani Ranch, which is to the southwest. Until now, we haven't been able to access it early on in the 3-day cycle because of the boulder that is blocking the path. But now that we have the powder keg certification that we got in the first video of this chapter, we can now go buy powder kegs in Clock down here to reach Romani Ranch during the first day. We're going to need some rupees, and there are 2 convenient places to get some here in Clocktown. The first location is the Bomber's Hideout in East Clocktown. You should already have the code, which is underneath the Bomber's entry in the Bomber's Notebook. So fork it over and follow the water here to the left. Just stay along the wall to avoid the scatula, and then bomb the wall on the ledge to find a chest containing 100 rupees. The other place is just outside the hideout. You want to run along the wall and then roll jump across the first ledge here, and then jump along the targets here of the Honey and Darling shop to reach the far corner. Go around to find another chest containing another 100 rupees. With cash in hand, go over to West Clocktown and enter the bomb shop. Inside, put on the Goron mask and speak with the Goron here to purchase a powder keg for 50 rupees. Ironically, it's cheaper and far easier to get one here rather than buying one from the powder keg maker himself in Goron Village, since you'll have to use fire arrows to find him or defeat the boss of the Snowhead Temple to melt the ice. So wouldn't it make more sense the other way around? I mean, why is it cheaper? But anyway, you can only buy powder kegs if you have been certified by the powder keg maker, which I did back in the first video of this chapter. So if you didn't do that yet, go check out that video now to go see how to do that. Once you've purchased it, go put your remaining rupees in the bank as long as we're here, then soar over to Milk Road. Now if you don't have that particular owl statue activated yet, it's in the southwest corner of Termina Field, and just watch out for the Takuri, which is a red dot on your minimap. It's a funky looking bird that has like grass balls on the side of its head. Hard to explain. But anyways, when you arrive there, you want to run over to the boulder to the far west and speak with the carpenter here on Milk Road if you wish. He says that it will take him a few more days for him to break through, but for what we have to do, we can't wait that long. We have to get in there on the first day. So put on the Goron mask and set the powder keg next to the boulder. Now you can wait for it to explode on its own, or if you're impatient, you can simply shoot it with an arrow, and after it blows, then go ahead and enter Romani Ranch. During the first day, you can turn off to the left here and speak with Cremia, the ranch owner. After their father died, she took over and takes care of the animals as well as her little sister, Romani. You can chat with her if you like, but either way, next run to the ranch house in the center. Link looks so happy here. The Skull Kid made it sound like he had killed Epona, but apparently he just ditched her here, so that's cool. Yay, fence! Once you regain control, you want to run over and speak with the girl here named Romani. Her character model is the same as the young Malin from the previous game, Ocarina of Time, but don't get them confused because they're not the same people. Anyway, during the first day, Romani has an interesting predicament that she will explain to you after a moment. Just smile and nod the whole time, and eventually she'll let you in on her spectacular plan. that's kind of strange. Alright, so now that we know what we're getting ourselves into, Romani has a mini-game available for us to try. You're required to at least complete it at least once, so even if you do poorly though. So just say yes to begin. There are 10 ghost-shaped balloons that will be scattered across the ranch, which is quite similar to the way the aliens will appear tonight. You want to use the analog stick to move around, and then press A to use characters, which will speed Epona up for a short time. Press B to start using your bow, and then press A to go back to controlling Epona again. The trick is to aim her in the correct direction, and get her at a good speed, and then start shooting with a bow. And then just keep repeating this process over and over again. Once you shoot all the balloons that are in your immediate area, you want to start moving Epona around again, and get her positioned in a good way so that you can shoot the balloons. So as you can see, the white dots on your mini-map are the balloons, so you can use them to figure out where you need to go. And also, if you're kind of confused about which direction you're facing, you can tell where you need to go next. The goal is to kind of go clockwise or counterclockwise around the ranch, rather than running all over the place. It's pretty straightforward, though I think it does take a lot of practice to really get good at. I think Nintendo was a little disheartened by how the whole Big Po side quest thing turned out in Ocarina of Time, and that it wasn't very engaging or interesting, so they came up with this alien invasion for Majora's Mask to make it a little more in-depth and epic. Which it is, though I guess I just find it a little frustrating that we're forced to become so skilled at something that's just so unimportant, you know? So the first time you complete it, even if you do poorly, Romani will then gift you with her horse-calling song, which is ironically the exact same melody that Link used in the last game to summon his trusty steed. Oh yeah, with this song under our belt we can finally play it anytime we want to make Epona come to us. Unfortunately, you can basically only call her in areas like Romani Ranch and Termina Field for the most part, so that's kind of a bummer. Epona allows you to jump over fences and also travel great distances quickly. However, because of her limited travel locations and also the fact that we have owl statues all over the place that act as a hub for our adventures that we can just simply warp to, and also the fact that rolling around with the Goron mask is faster than riding your horse, this makes her last real purpose being simply jumping over fences. Yay! This is a little disappointing because it makes this prize feel much less helpful and basically means that this is one big, vague checkpoint before we are allowed to move onward in the game. It's kind of like most of the items in Majora's Mask, I suppose. For the remainder of the first day, you can speak with Romani again to try and practice some more. It may be wise to at least beat her current record of 1 minute, though it's not critical. You'll see what I mean later, but riding Epona is actually the hardest method for defeating the aliens, but I'll explain that in due time. It's funny though, if you tell Romani that you don't want to practice, she actually gives you a sly look in return. Anyway, Romani will be added to your bomber's notebook, and she asks you to help her fend off the aliens at 2 a.m. tonight. You should definitely come back and help her because the prize is well worth it. But until then, we have some waiting around to do, so join me for the next video, and I'll show you some excellent ways to pass the time.